The Israeli military has killed a senior commander in charge of the Islamic Jihad militant group's rocket launching force. Ali Ghali was killed when his apartment was hit during strikes against the group. The death toll from the latest burst of fighting is now at least at 25, and Israel is braced for more rocket fire amid reports of a faltering Egyptian attempt to broker a ceasefire. Well, I'm now joined on the line from Jerusalem by our correspondent Iris Macler. Iris, thanks for joining us. This key Islamic Jihad commander then, Ali Ghali, what has happened since he was killed in the early hours of this morning?
Well, first of all, of course, there was chaos inside the Gaza Strip, as there always is after Israeli airstrikes, and we know that hospitals were working through the night. In terms of a response, we didn't hear, there was, I think, something like 8 hours of silence broken this morning with more than 10 mortars fired into Israel. Mortars are not as long range as rockets. Perhaps that's a sign that this is not, I guess what I'm trying to say, this is not what Israel expects to be the main response to the killing of those Islamic Jihad militant leaders. Nevertheless, it's a sign that the ceasefire that we heard about is not yet in operation, and there is now, I am told, right now, Israeli airstrikes once again in the Gaza Strip.
Now, in the Gaza Strip, traditionally, we have Hamas governing it and Islamic Jihad, the great rival. We're being told that they have joined forces in this campaign. Is that true? To what extent is that true?
Yes, well, they have joined forces. Hamas says it's involved with Islamic Jihad. There may be some evidence that they did lend them their rocket launchers, but Israeli intelligence shows that, in fact, they have not really joined in militarily. And I think that is significant. I think we can see that when Hamas joins in, you can see the difference in the quality of the rocket fire. And right now, Islamic Jihad has fired something like 500 rockets. 100, so more than 20%, 107 have fallen inside the Gaza Strip. They didn't reach Israel, by the way, causing casualties there. So we are looking at a smaller, weaker group with links to Iran, perhaps being controlled from there. That means someone not inside the Gaza Strip suffering with ordinary civilians there, and maybe pushing Islamic Jihad to go further. But Islamic Jihad on its own, without the support of Hamas from Gaza, or perhaps the support from the north, from Hezbollah in Lebanon, another ally of Iran. Without that, it's just apparent that they can't carry out a long-range operation against Israel.
And what about, we're hearing about reports of Egyptian attempts to broker some sort of ceasefire. How likely is that in the next 24, 48 hours?
I think both sides think it is likely, but I have to just stress that in the end, it will be a ceasefire. It won't be a peace deal. And until there will be a paradigm shift here on both sides of the line, and something that looks to a longer range, if not peace solution, something they can live with long term, we're just going to see a repetition of this. I have to remind you that in August last year, there was something similar, another round, that horrible word, between Islamic Jihad and Israel that ended, it's 9 months ago, and here we are again. So yes, there may be a ceasefire, but I don't know whether it will be months. I don't even dream of years that it could last.
OK, well, we'll leave it there. Thanks very much, Iris Macler there, our correspondent, speaking to us from Jerusalem.